Imagine the turquoise waters of the Persian Gulf, shimmering under a blazing sun. Dhows, their sails billowing, glide across its surface. This scene, timeless as it might seem, was forever changed in the 7th century. The arrival of Islam in the Arabian Peninsula had a profound impact on the Persian Gulf, shaping its destiny for centuries to come. The new faith swept across the region, carried by the winds of change and the conviction of its followers. The Persian Gulf, a strategic waterway connecting east and west, became a conduit for the spread of Islam. From the Arabian heartland, the message of the Prophet Muhammad resonated along the coasts and islands, reaching the hearts of merchants, sailors, and rulers alike. This marked the beginning of a new era, where the Gulf would play a pivotal role in the burgeoning Islamic world. The arrival of Islam brought with it a new social and political order, integrating the Persian Gulf into a vast and dynamic empire united by faith and ambition. The rise of Islam in the 7th century CE irrevocably altered the Persian Gulf's trajectory. Emerging from the Arabian Peninsula, the new religion spread rapidly, reaching the Gulf's shores within a few decades of the Prophet Muhammad's first revelations. This expansion was driven by a potent combination of factors, including the inherent appeal of Islam's message, the zeal of its early adherents, and strategic military campaigns. The Sasanian Empire, controlling much of the Gulf's western shores, initially resisted the Islamic advance. However, decisive Muslim victories at battles like Al-Qadisiyah in 636 CE and Nihawand in 642 CE shattered Sasanian power, paving the way for Islam's integration into the region's social fabric. Islam's egalitarian ethos and emphasis on trade resonated with the Gulf's diverse population, many of whom were merchants and seafarers. The establishment of the early Islamic caliphates, first the Rashidun and then the Umayyad, ushered in a period of political stability and economic prosperity for the Gulf. The region's strategic location, situated at the crossroads of vital trade routes, became increasingly important in the burgeoning Islamic Empire. The Umayyad Caliphate, established in 661 CE, marked a pivotal period in the Persian Gulf's Islamic history. Under their rule, the region flourished as a hub of international trade and cultural exchange, its ports bustling with activity and its cities growing in wealth and influence. The Umayyads, recognizing the strategic importance of the Gulf, invested in its development, strengthening its maritime infrastructure and encouraging trade. The Persian Gulf's ports, such as Siraf, Basra, and Hormuz, became vital links in a vast trade network that stretched from the Mediterranean Sea in the west to China in the east. Dhows laden with spices, silk, porcelain, ivory, and other precious commodities sailed across the Gulf, connecting the Islamic world with distant lands. This flourishing trade brought immense wealth to the region, transforming its cities into centers of commerce and culture. The Umayyad period witnessed the construction of impressive mosques, palaces, and other architectural marvels that reflected the region's newfound prosperity and its embrace of Islamic identity. The Abbasid Caliphate, coming to power in 750 CE, ushered in a golden age for the Islamic world, and the Persian Gulf was at the heart of this flourishing civilization. The Abbasids, unlike their Umayyad predecessors, shifted the empire's center eastward, establishing their capital in Baghdad, a city strategically located on the banks of the Tigris River, not far from the Persian Gulf. Under the Abbasids, the Persian Gulf experienced an unprecedented era of prosperity and cultural efflorescence. The region's ports, already thriving under the Umayyads, witnessed an even greater surge in trade, becoming major conduits for the flow of goods and ideas between the Islamic world, India, and China. The Abbasid rulers, recognizing the importance of maritime trade, invested heavily in shipbuilding, navigation, and port infrastructure. The wealth generated by this trade transformed the Persian Gulf cities into centers of learning, art, and scholarship. Cities like Basra and Shiraz became renowned for their intellectual vibrancy, attracting scholars, poets, and artists from across the Islamic world. The Persian Gulf during the Abbasid era was not merely a conduit for trade, but a crucible of cultural exchange, where ideas, artistic traditions, and scientific knowledge from different parts of the world converged and intermingled. Navigating the seas, Ahmad ibn Majid and the art of seafaring. The Persian Gulf, with its intricate coastline, treacherous currents, and seasonal winds, demanded exceptional seafaring skills from its navigators. It was in this challenging environment that a unique tradition of seafaring knowledge developed, passed down through generations of skilled sailors. One of the most renowned figures in this maritime tradition was Ahmad ibn Majid, a 15th century navigator and cartographer from Oman, often hailed as the Lion of the Sea. Ibn Majid's expertise in celestial navigation, his intricate knowledge of the monsoon winds, and his detailed charts made him a legend in his own time. He navigated the treacherous waters of the Indian Ocean, the Red Sea, and the Persian Gulf, guiding his vessels with remarkable accuracy across vast distances. His magnum opus, the Book of Useful Information on the Principles and Rules of Navigation, is a testament to his vast knowledge and the sophistication of Arab seafaring traditions. This comprehensive treatise covered various aspects of navigation, including celestial navigation, meteorology, ship construction, and the geography of the Indian Ocean world. Ibn Majid's legacy extends beyond his remarkable navigational skills. His voyages and writings not only facilitated trade and cultural exchange, but also expanded the geographical horizons of the known world, contributing to a greater understanding of the oceans and the interconnectedness of distant lands. The Abbasid Caliphate, weakened by internal strife and external pressures, began to decline in the 9th century, eventually fragmenting into smaller, independent states. This fragmentation had a profound impact on the Persian Gulf, as regional powers rose to prominence, vying for control of its lucrative trade routes and strategic ports. The Umayyad dynasty, of Persian origin, emerged from northern Iran in the 10th century, eventually capturing Baghdad and establishing their authority over much of the Abbasid heartland, including parts of the Persian Gulf. The Umayyads, though Shia Muslims, maintained the Abbasid caliphs as figureheads, exercising political power behind the scenes. In the 11th century, the Seljuk Turks, a powerful Sunni Muslim dynasty from Central Asia, swept into Persia, defeating the Ghaznavids and establishing their dominance over a vast empire that included much of the Persian Gulf's eastern and northern shores. The Seljuks, patrons of art and architecture, brought their own cultural influences to the region, further enriching its already diverse tapestry. Meanwhile, in Egypt, the Fatimid Caliphate, a Shia Ismaili dynasty, emerged as a major power, controlling much of North Africa and parts of the Levant. Despite the political fragmentation and shifting power dynamics of the post-Abbasid era, the Persian Gulf remained a vital hub of international trade. Its ports, long accustomed to the rhythms of commerce, continued to bustle with activity, connecting the Islamic world with India, China, and East Africa. One of the most sought-after commodities from the Persian Gulf was its pearls, renowned for their luster and quality. For centuries, divers had plumbed the Gulf's depths, risking their lives to retrieve these treasures from the ocean floor. Pearls from the Gulf adorned the crowns of kings and queens, graced the necks of wealthy merchants, and were traded across vast distances, reaching markets as far away as Europe and China. The pearl trade not only brought wealth to the region, but also shaped its social and cultural fabric. The ports of the Persian Gulf, such as Hormuz, Qatif, and Muscat, became vital entrepôts, where merchants from diverse backgrounds converged to trade their wares. The Persian Gulf's strategic location at the crossroads of Asia, Africa, and Europe has ensured its role as a cultural conduit for millennia. The arrival of Islam in the 7th century CE added a new dimension to this cultural exchange, as the region became an integral part of the burgeoning Islamic world. The Persian Gulf's ports, bustling with merchants and travelers from distant lands, became points of convergence for diverse cultures and traditions. Islamic teachings, carried by Arab traders and scholars, spread throughout the region, influencing local customs and beliefs. The Arabic language, brought to the Gulf by the early Muslims, became the language of trade, administration, and scholarship, leaving an enduring mark on the region's linguistic landscape. Persian, the language of the Eastern Islamic world, also exerted a significant influence, particularly in the realms of literature and art. The Persian Gulf region made significant contributions to Islamic art, architecture, and scholarship. The Persian Gulf story is not confined to the past. It is a narrative that continues to unfold in the present day. The region, once known primarily for its pearling and maritime trade, has undergone dramatic transformations in the 20th and 21st centuries, driven by the discovery of vast oil and natural gas reserves. The oil boom, beginning in the mid-20th century, brought unprecedented wealth to the Gulf states, transforming them into modern globalized economies. Skyscrapers now pierce the sky where once only minarets stood, and bustling metropolises have emerged from the desert sands. Despite these modern transformations, the Persian Gulf's Islamic heritage remains deeply ingrained in its cultural fabric. The call to prayer echoes from mosques, both ancient and modern, reminding the inhabitants of their shared faith. The Persian Gulf story is a testament to the enduring power of human resilience, adaptability, and the interconnectedness of civilizations.